morning, welcome back to our 5-acre farm. It's January 31st, 2024. We just got our lambs back from the butcher last night. I'm going to pull those out of the box and weigh them all, see what we got from our harvest. I didn't get a chance to do that last night, so I'll do that this morning on camera. And first we're gonna do our morning chores and feed the animals. I gotta get some more chicken scratch here, running low. I did pick up some cracked corn that I brought that with the intention of giving it to them if we get those sub-zero temperatures again this winter, which I assume we will. Corn is good for the chickens to raise their body heat. So if we get those temperatures again, I'll give them some corn at night before they go back to the coop. Just try and keep them warm so we don't lose any more chickens. I don't know if we lost that one chicken due to the cold, or maybe it was sick and I didn't know it, but it didn't show any signs of being sick prior to. Maybe just the strong will survive and weed out the weak ones. But either way, hopefully we're prepared for the next cold snap, which I'm sure is coming. It feels like spring out here. We're in the 40s. Supposed to be up to 50s. I think next week, like 51. Feels like mud season already. Kind of one of the benefits of the cold weather is at least having the ground freeze so we don't have so much mud. It gets messy, especially the dogs when they come into the house at night. I have to give them a bath every night. So I'm eager to weigh out those lambs, the lamb meat, and see what we got, and probably put one up for sale, probably on the local Facebook groups. Sell one whole lamb, either a whole or a half. It just makes sense because I mean what we're doing here is I'm trying to feed my family, and I'd like to raise, if I'm gonna raise any animals, I'd like to raise at least 2 of each one. That way I can raise one for myself and raise one to sell. That way we kind of pay for the feed costs and pay for the cost of doing business here. I'm not trying to make a profit. I'm not gonna make a profit. I know that. I'm way too small of a farm. This is just I call it a farm, but I use that term loosely. It's just our little hobby homestead. We're just trying to raise meat for ourselves. So by selling one, at least that offsets the cost of raising them. So, you know, with the lamb, you don't get a ton of meat. I would expect maybe 30 to 40 pounds on each one. So with that said, you know, if we keep 40 pounds to ourselves, that'll last us a while. We don't eat meat every single day. You know, we do all our, Shonda does all the cooking, and we don't eat out at all. We don't have any fast food restaurants near us. We have one nice steakhouse near us, and it's only near us because it's right off the highway in the middle of nowhere. So if you're passing by and you want dinner, you can go there. We have a couple pizza places that are okay near us. And other than that, we don't eat out at all. We eat out maybe once a month. So we cook every night. Or again, Shonda cooks every night. But we don't cook every single night. So one night she might cook, the next night we'll have leftovers. So we don't go through a ton of meat. We don't eat a ton of food. So 30 pounds of lamb, plus I think we probably still have 30 pounds or 20 or 30 pounds of pork left in there. Plus we're gonna be harvesting those two breeder pigs in back this winter. So our plan is to keep one whole hog. That will easily last us a year, no problem. So we're gonna have plenty of meat. So there's no reason to keep both lambs. It just makes more sense, in my opinion, to sell one and use that money to put back into the farm for feed and for raising the animals that we do. And with that said, I've never in my life sold an animal. I've never tried to. I don't. I know I can't sell it off the farm because it's not USDA inspected. So therefore, it's against the law for me to try and sell it retail. I can't take it anywhere and sell it. So if I sell it, somebody has to come to my farm and pick it up, and I can sell it on my farm, and that's the only way I can do it. So I'll still do that. I've never tried it. If I sell it, great. I'll make some money, put that back towards feed. If I don't sell it, that's fine, because it's not like it's not as if it's hundreds of pounds of lamb. It's less than 100 pounds total, maybe 70 or 80 pounds total. I'm just guessing, just by picking up the boxes and feeling it. So if we do get stuck with both of them, it's not a big deal. Who's nipping at my feet? What's up, kids? They're hungry. They're waiting. As soon as I come out here, they know it's breakfast time. I'll get to feeding them, and then we'll go back in my shop and weigh out those 2 boxes of lamb that we have. You all are very impatient, huh? They don't want to wait for me to film. They want to eat. It's one thing, doing these videos, it kind of takes me twice as long to do the chores. But that's okay, especially in the wintertime. I don't have a lot to do after I feed them. Breakfast cereal, huh? Oh, your grains. They go crazy for their grain, that's for sure. Definitely not something you want to feed your goats full time. They will fill up on it. And it's really just a treat. It's not for them to eat all the time. It's just a treat in the morning. It doesn't have the nutrition and the vitamins and minerals that they need. They get that from the hay, and in the summertime from the brush that they eat. So this is just a treat, but they love it. Really, big puppy? Really? Can you take it out? I gotta put the feed in there. I can't put it in there, it's in my way. Come on, big puppy. Man, it's a race to get in there and feed them. You gotta be quick when feeding the pigs. They get right in your way. The reason I don't leave these buckets in here after I feed, if you notice on some of my other videos, I throw them right out, is because the goats will come and try and lick out the rest of the grain that's in the bucket, and they'll get it caught in their head, and then I'm chasing the goats around the pen trying to get the bucket off their head. Looks like a comedy show. It's nice that those waterers are thought out now. It's a lot easier, that's for sure. haven't even dropped below freezing at night in the past week. So it's been nice. I've been able to turn all the heaters off and save electricity. So I know they were laying in here this morning, laying eggs, I mean. So what do we got? They've been pretty good at laying for me. They're getting better and better every day. I think I can take out these fake eggs that I have marked. I think they're good. I think they know where to lay. Let's see, is that it? No, that's a real one. There we go, that's one. Put that over here. Sometimes the fake ones, the ceramic eggs are so good you can't even tell. That's two. And then these last two are probably the fake ones. Yep, fake ones. I mark all my fake ones with a Sharpie. I just put a single dot on them. I usually put that dot down so they don't see it. Sometimes they leave the fake ones and sometimes they push them out. So that's two this morning. Not bad. They're all just beginning to lay, so I feel lucky that we're getting any eggs this winter. As I said before, I didn't think we'd get any. Put those fake ones up here, save those. And I think I'll even go out and check the other coop, the second coop, to see if we got anything out there this morning. Now the second coop, our breeder pairs, our two breeder pairs, the Cochins and the, I always forget. It's such a hard word. They're not laying. The Cochins and the Appenzellers are not laying in this nestling box I bought them. They lay inside the coop. I had the ceramic eggs in there, and that didn't encourage them to lay in the nesting box. I've taken some of the real eggs after they laid them, and I put them in the nesting box, and that didn't encourage them to lay in there either. Huh. Nothing this morning. They usually lay in that back corner there. And I saw the Appenzeller Spitzhaben. That's what it's called. Appenzeller Spitzhaben. I saw that one just laying down there yesterday morning. But I don't see an egg there. Yeah. I don't know. I've been getting the white eggs, which I believe is from the Spitzhaben. I haven't gotten anything from the Cochin yet, I don't think. I hope they'll start laying in the nesting box. It's nice and convenient. That's why you do that for nesting boxes. That's why you build them like that, so you can get to them from the exterior, so you're not having to climb inside the coop every morning. Hang on. Well, I might as well check the feed since I got it open. Yeah, running a little low. They're eating a lot more feed in the winter now. They hardly ate anything in the summer. I filled that up when I built this. I think I built this coop in October, and we were still having the warm weather, and hadn't had any snow yet. We just got a dusting in October. That was it. And I was able to fill that feeder up, a 15-pound feeder. Now, granted, it's for 4 chickens, so that's a lot of feed for 4 chickens. They were out foraging every day, so they weren't eating that feed. So it was great. You didn't spend any money on chicken feed during the warm months. But now that it's cold, they're not out foraging quite as much. They're eating a lot more feed, so oh well. But that's the nature of it, right? You save in the summer and it costs you more in the winter. Same thing with hay. Okay, so we're back inside my shop, which is still a disaster. We moved to this property in July. It's now July of 2023. It's now January 31st of 2024. It's still a disaster. I still haven't finished unpacking it. It took us about 2 months to unpack the house. Then we jumped in head first and we got all the animals, and I spent the rest of the time building everything you've seen out in the farm. The chicken coop, the winter pen. I don't know if I filmed my backyard, the area that we keep the dogs in. That's all fenced in. Nothing was here. The previous owners did a great job fixing up the house, but they didn't do anything on the outside. They didn't use it for farming or anything like that. So everything you've seen on any of my videos is all brand new, is all stuff that I've done myself. It's been taking me that long to unpack, so everything's still a disaster in my shop. This will eventually be my wood shop. So it's a mess, sorry about that, but let's go ahead and get these packages weighed. So we picked up the lamb last night. This is all boxes A and box B. So this is one lamb and this is the second lamb. Okay, we asked them to keep them divided for us because we intended on selling one. So this one is obviously the larger one. It has more in it. Took 2 boxes. This one's a smaller one. So the hanging weight of each one, the smaller one was 45 pounds hanging weight, and the larger one was 52 pounds hanging weight. Hanging weight means it's completely gutted, cleaned, and it's ready to be butchered, but it still contains the bones. And basically what you see, you know, and if you know nothing about butchering or you know nothing about farming, the hanging weight is like what you see the sides of beef hanging in the freezer. That's the hanging weight. It hasn't been cut up yet. The bones haven't been removed. Any excess meat that's not going to be used or any fat that's not going to be used is still on there. That's the hanging weight. What Rocky was punching in the freezer, that was the hanging weight. So 45 and 52, so let's see what we got for a take-home weight. So we have a postal scale here. That's what I'll use to weigh them all. So this is box B. So we've got ground lamb. So 1, 2, and they're all in 1 pound. The ground lamb is all in 1 pound packages. That's what we asked for. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, one only lamb chop. Okay, so we got 10 pounds of ground lamb. My wife makes homemade meatballs. She likes to make them with ground beef and ground lamb mixed together. So that's why we wanted the ground lamb. A lot of people won't get the ground lamb. They won't ask for it. We didn't want the shanks. We've had them before. We weren't that impressed with them. They didn't have a lot of flavor to them. So we can weigh this, but I already know it's 1 pound each. So tear that out at 0. So 1 pound and 0.5 ounces. So we've got 10 pounds of ground lamb. These are the lamb chops. We asked for a lot of chops. We like the chops. We like eating those. These are the loin chops. We asked for 4 chops per package is what we asked for. So we've got 8 there. This one only has 1 loin chop in it, 1 extra. Loin chops. Okay, so we've got We've got 3 packages of 4, so that's 12, and then 13 loin chops. We've got 1 rack of lamb, which is the ribs. Okay. 1 leg of lamb, actually 2 legs of lamb coming out. Next one coming out is also another leg of lamb. Leg of lamb. More chops from the arm, chops from the blade. Okay, so this is our first time doing this, so we weren't sure exactly what to ask for. We knew we wanted the loin chops, that's for sure. We knew we wanted a lot of chops. We only got 1 rack of ribs, might ask for 2 next time. Leg, got 2 legs, no shanks. Again, we didn't care for them when we ate them. They were kind of, I don't know, they didn't have a whole lot of flavor, so we went without. So this is the smaller one. This is the one that had a hanging weight of 45 pounds. So we've got 10 pounds of ground lamb. We've got 3 packages, 4 in each package. So 12 blade chops. We've got 13 loin chops, 2 legs of lamb, and 1 rack of lamb is what we got out of this. So this is a smaller one. This is, I assume, probably the one that we may be selling. So I'm gonna put the box back on the scale, tear it out, and see what the total weight is. Okay, so we zeroed that out with the box on top of the scale. Nothing is touching the scale. Okay, so 45 pounds hanging weight, and we got back 34 pounds, 9 ounces. So 34.5 pounds. So which is, from my understanding, again, I'm brand new to this. I've never done this before. From my understanding, that's about right. You lose, I think I've researched that you can expect 70% live weight to be the hanging weight, and then you can deduct another 20% off from the hanging weight to the actual packaged weight. So 34.5 pounds of lamb, not bad, not bad. So we're gonna do, so that was box B, that was a smaller one, and then now we're gonna do the larger one. Okay, so now we're working on box A. We've got, I think that's it. So we got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11. 11, well, one of them's 1.5 pounds, all the others are 1 pound. So 11 and 1/2 pound of ground lamb in this box. The other one had 10. Got more loin chops. Chops from the arm, loin chops, leg chops, one rack, 2 legs. Legs are pretty good size. That's a nice roast for our family. We have 6 of us that live in the house, or between the 2 houses. My daughters have their own house on the property, but they come over every night for dinner. So we all eat together. So there's 6 of us basically that eat. But my two out of the 3 girls eat hardly anything. They eat 1 bite and they're done. So So each leg of lamb is way more than enough for us. So we have we got 4 arm chops. We've got 8 blade chops. We've got 12 loin chops. We've got 11 and a half pounds of ground lamb, 2 legs of lamb, and 1 rack of lamb. So I will do the same thing. I'll put the box on there, zero it out, and see what our total weight is. And lambs, you don't get a ton of meat off them, so this is what was to be expected. So 34 and a half pounds from the last one. That was not bad. Not bad. That's about, you can get anywhere from 35 to 45 to 50 pounds from what I understand. Again, I'm all brand new at this stuff, so don't hate on me if I don't know what I'm talking about. All right, I'm just learning, and whoever's watching my videos is along for the journey with us. You know, so we're all learning together. If you got any constructive criticism, I'd love to hear it in the comments. I know there's a couple people that watch, or at least one person. My buddy Mike watches, and he has a ton of experience in this stuff, and I don't. Okay, so we got that scale zeroed out. So we'll start putting this stuff back in and see what our total weight is. Okay, so 39 pounds, 15.7 ounces. So that's about as close as 40 pounds as you can get. So we're 0.3 ounces, 0.3 of an ounce away from 40 pounds. So 40 pounds of lamb off a 52 pound hanging weight. Not bad, I think that's pretty good, right? So I lost 12 pounds of bone in there. So 40 pounds of lamb should last us a while. Again, most of it's ground. A lot of people don't do a lot of ground lamb from what I understand. Some people don't do any ground lamb. They'll have all the shanks, both racks. My wife specifically asked for a lot of ground lamb for her meatballs. So not bad. I'm pretty happy with it, you know. I think we got a lot of ground lamb. I don't know. I know they ground the shanks, the 4 shanks and the hind shanks. I think I'm pretty happy with it, you know. So should be good. Hopefully it tastes good, right? Otherwise it'll all be for nothing. So that is our processed lamb. We raised 2 lambs on the property this year. We bought them in September, I think it was. September, October we bought them. We didn't have them too long. I think it was September because it's still towards the end of the summer that we got them. We paid $250 for one and $200, well, $250 for both because they delivered. We paid them $50 to deliver them. Shonda went out and got these on her own without me knowing about it, but that's cool. She knew that I wanted to raise lamb. So they were born Memorial Day weekend of 2023, and then they were slaughtered in January. So they were 4 months old when we got them. So they were 8 months old when we slaughtered them. It was our first time raising lamb. Anything homesteading up here goes for a pretty premium price, $250 a piece. At 4 months old, so they've already been raised up. We only had to raise them for another 4 months before slaughtering them. Anything up here related to homesteading goes for a pretty good price. There's not a whole lot of industrial farms up here in North Idaho, but there's a lot of homesteads. So anything homestead related goes for a pretty good amount of money. I'm pretty happy with that for our first time. I do plan on raising lamb again on our homestead, and I will probably try to get younger ones. I'd like to raise them up completely on my own as far as I go. I don't know if we'll be breeding lamb anytime soon. We don't have a lot of pasture, so we can't maintain a large amount of lamb on our property unless we feed them hay, just hay year round. So if we have 2 or 3 or 4 lambs at one time, we'll probably, hopefully through the years, as the years go on that we're on this homestead, we've only been here for 6 months now, I think. We moved here last summer. So as time goes on, we are trying to grow our pastures. We had so much going on right before the cold weather. I didn't have time to throw seed down. So as soon as winter breaks and we get into spring, I'll be throwing pasture grass seed down, orchard grass, whatever's going to grow well. I've been researching what grows well under pine trees, because most of our land is pine forest. So we do have some open spaces that we can raise lamb on. So as time goes on and as our pasture gets better, we can hopefully support more lamb on the property, more sheep. But I don't think we'll ever have enough. We're never going to have enough pasture to raise our own lambs, our own sheep on a permanent basis. So I will most likely be buying feeder lambs each spring. And the same thing with the pigs. We have the Kuni pigs that are here now that we're going to have year round, but probably rather do just the commercial breeds, raise them up, slaughter them, then you're not feeding them year round. So we'll see. It's all a learning lesson for us. The first time that Shonda cooks up this lamb, and I say Shonda because I am not a cook. I can barely make a PB&J. I can barbecue though, but I would not want to risk ruining anything that we've raised. So she is the expert chef. She is a phenomenal cook. In my opinion, best in the world. So I will let her handle the cooking of this, and the first time that we cook it, I will try to remember to make a video so we can show you and see how it tastes. Other than that, thank you for watching and appreciate your support. I've been getting a lot of good feedback from the channel so far. Again, I do this just for fun. I'm not selling anything. I have no website. I do have a Facebook page, so if you're watching my videos, you can also follow us on Facebook under the same name, Our 5 Acre Farm. So thank you for all the support I've been getting. I really appreciate it. So our freezer's getting full. I like it. Getting full with everything we've harvested. Those are our chickens from last summer. Got our lamb in here now. Got some wings. We separated our wings off the chicken so we can make some hot wings on the grill. We even got some chicken feet that we're going to dehydrate and give to the dogs as dog treats. Don't look at that. Don't look at that store-bought turkey. Never mind that. Next year we'll have our own in here. But the freezer's getting full with our self-harvested meat, which is our goal. I like it. If we can do it, you can do it.